Hello, class. So today is probably the last video you'll have to watch from me. I thought we would go over the outline of the rest of the year at the beginning of this video and then talk about what we need to finish this chapter, and we will go from there. So the last class we talked about the pros of composites. Today we're going to talk about the cons, so the bad things. Next class, we're going to go over a specific example of a problem that was faced in the United States history from a composite failure. The next class, May 13th, or if you're in ninth period, May 14th, will be a review guide. So I'm going to give you the study guide for the composite test. You'll be able to use your notes in these past videos to complete this study guide, and it will be due the following class. We will play a review game just like we always do to end a chapter, and then our composite test will be the 20th and 21st. So after this class today, we have 6 classes left. This will take up 4 classes, so we will have 2 left in that last week of school where I'll just give you light work, not too much, not a new unit, probably just something to pass those days, and you don't have a final, so I won't have to give you a final project. So last class, we talked about the pros of composites. Now we're going to talk about the downfalls or the cons. So I put in the notes the downfall of composites because I was going to make you write a specific example in that section of the notes, but we're going to do a specific worksheet on that next class. So in the last class, we talked about the pros or the good or the reasons we use composites in the first place, why they're good. We're now going to talk about the cons or the issues that are dealt with composites. So composites can be really good because they are putting 2 really good materials together, but in the creation of composites, there are some flaws. So these are kind of longer bullet points, but you only need to write 3 bullet points for this, and we're only going to go over 3. So the main issue for composites is because they do not break easily, it makes it hard to tell if the interior structure has been damaged at all. So on the outside, a composite may look tough because it is very durable, but inside there may be hairline fractures or microscopic fractures that will over time cause the whole composite to fail. And when we're using these for really important things like aerospace, civil infrastructure, or automobiles, it's a problem if the inside or the interior starts to fail. So we cannot know that the whole composite is failing just because the outside may look durable, but that inside or that interior is actually failing. So another con is that repairs might be more difficult when using a composite because those 2 materials are set in a mold and are made into a solid. So when that is damaged, that whole composite is damaged, and you can't really fix something like that. You have to just remake that composite totally. You can't glue together a crack in that composite of the solid. So or try to piece it back together. You would just have to remold it and make a whole new one, which is worsening the environment because unless you try to recycle the products, like thermoplastics can be recycled, but if you can't recycle the products, that's worsening the environment because you aren't reusing, and then it also is expensive for new materials. So repairs for these are often hard to do, so you would have to make a new one. And that also brings in the third con. The third and final con that you will need to know is some composites are expensive. Like I said, a lot of the equipment that is needed to be used for composites are expensive, but it can be argued that the high initial costs are typically offset by long-term cost savings. So once you buy that equipment once, you can use it over and over again. And due to the longer length of composites being in use, or the longer durability of composites, you won't need to make them as often. So you might be spending a lot of money at the beginning, but it will win in the end, or pay off in the end, because you won't be remaking something often. So those are the 3 cons that I want you to know. There are also other disadvantages that are with composites, so you will only need to know these 3, because that's getting into a lot of things if I would make you know more. So that is the last thing that will go into your notes. You will now do a worksheet on pros and cons of composites. The next class, like I said, we'll do the study guide. We'll do a worksheet on an example in history of a failure of a composite. Then we'll do the study guide, play a game, and have a test. And then you'll only actually have 2 classes left. So this year is actually flying by now that we have every other day. So if you have any questions on this material, please let me know. And I hope you have a great day.